All right, greetings and welcome back as we are about to go through the 2024 paper, the May June paper. I must apologize, the copy that I got of this paper started at number 9, and I have not been able to find a more fulsome copy. So forgive me, I'll just be going through as I have right here. So bear with me. But note that CSEC repeats these questions, and so between 2023 and 2024, they may combine the questions, if you understand, and ask you questions from both papers, which will include some twists and turns in terms of them changing, or the responses are flown in terms of the answer may just be A this time, but the next time the answer may be B or C or so forth. So prepare for that. Now, number 9, the device used for printing industrial quality architectural drawing is the plotter. The plotter is what is used. Oh, I didn't start the thing for this. Plotter is what is used for this and for big flyers and all of that. If they ask you about print flyers and stuff, laser printer will be the answer. Which of the following devices is used to input data into the computer? This question came from the previous paper. So it would be mouse. Number 11, which of the following countermeasures can only be implemented as a software measure to mitigate the effects of identified threats to a computer system? So mitigate, so in preparation for a firewall is the best response here. Encryption of data, no. Backup and recovery, no. Intrusion detection system, no. Could it be though? Let me check something. Because I know we don't do intrusion detection system based on the syllabus. But let me just double check my answer just to be sure. Because a firewall, ideally, because firewall, it's a gatekeeper. So let's see. Just doing a quick research here. All right, a firewall is the answer. All right. Number 12, unauthorized real-time interception of private communication on a computer network is known as electronic eavesdropping. This was on the previous paper as well. Double entry verification involves, same question again, answers at the same place. Do not risk it like me because I just read it and say, oh, this is the answer. But yes, let me just read it. The same data being entered once, re-entered by another person. Yes, this is the answer. 14, part of a private network using internet technology and public communication that can be accessed by business suppliers, vendors, extranets. Data was captured using a data capture form, which of the following data checks should be used to ensure that the data captured matches the source? Visual check. I put visual check because it's the same thing as proofreading. You're looking on it and it's a verification, a method of verification. Once it says source data is referring to verification, okay? And range check, data type check, and consistency check, those are validation checks or methods. Number 16, which of the following functions is performed by a modem, modulates analog and digital signals? Previous paper had the answer in B, I believe. The answer was in B the last time. So it's no longer it's not regulate or prevents or whatever here, it's modulate. Which of the following is true about intranet? Offers unlimited access, allows access to suppliers, allows access to employees, offers limited access to employees and suppliers. This would have to be employees, which is internal, private. So if it's suppliers, it would be public. If it's limited access to employees and suppliers, that would be extranet. Number 26. Whoa, Another jump in the questions. So sorry. Yes. Another jump in the questions. All right, number 26. Which of the following examples describe the denial of service attack? A sudden excess increase in the number of junk emails? No. Inability to reach regular websites because of too many requests? Two, decrease in network performance based on a flood of transactions? Two and three. Once you're denied access or you're prevented from doing something, that is denial of service. Which of the following protocols is used to ensure that all web pages and servers communicate with each other? HTTP. Wait, hold on. This is not HTTP. HTTP works with delivery of the web pages to the web browser and access to. So let's switch up this question. So this will be Internet Protocol. The Internet Protocol deals with IP addressing. So web pages has an IP address, servers have an IP address, and so they must communicate with each other. So the Internet Protocol does that. Or is it? Wait, they state it another way. It's HTTP, but they stated it another way. If you notice that it's a web pages communication, so it works the same. It works the same because the hypertext transfer protocol connects the web pages to the web server. Yeah, so communication is taking place. All right. Which of the following is true? Accessing files sequentially. This question was on the previous paper, starts with the first record. If they ask you about serial access, though, serial access dictates that it must be read in the same order in which it was entered. So, be it that they didn't ask about serial access on the previous paper, nor on this paper, they may ask about serial access on the third paper, which is the paper you'll have today, basically. Well, sorry, tomorrow, Thursday. Yeah. The 29th question now, which of the following machine-readable documents is not a turnaround document? Lottery slips used to purchase lottery tickets. I don't know that. Multiple choice sheets used in examination, that is turnaround. Fillable electronic survey forms completed online. No, sheets used to record electric meter readings. So D is correct, B is correct. A, lottery slips. I don't know that. I don't know that one. Lottery slips. It's the first I'm hearing about that one. It's the first time I'm going through this paper, by the way. Very first time. But lottery slips, though, is that American. Because I know when you go to the use money to purchase lottery tickets, not lottery slips. So that's a strange kind of operation for me. Let me see. So a fillable form is not a fillable electronic survey form is not a turnaround document. And it makes sense because when you create a fillable form, it's not a machine that is generating it or whatever, you're creating it. Yeah, and when you create it, it's in human readable, language so you can understand and interpret. Number 30. Someone's desktop computer on his homeland suddenly loses its ability to access the internet, but his smartphone and other wireless devices continue to access the internet using Wi-Fi. Interesting. Which of the following most likely caused the problem? The modem is frozen and needs rebooting. No. No service on the ISP telecommunication line. The computer and other router needs rebooting. The network cable is loose or needs replacing. This seems more like it because the wireless connection is working, but the cable connection is not working. And it says LAN, local area network. It didn't say wireless LAN or double LAN. It says LAN, which is a cabled connection kind of a network. So, yeah, this is the answer. The network cable is loose or needs replacing. Take note of the LAN versus Wi-Fi here. If it was WLAN, it would have been wireless connection. I would have mentioned wireless connection. And if it was that the device is working, it probably would need to, if the phone is working with the Wi-Fi and the desktop is not working with Wi-Fi, probably need to restart the desktop. Would have been the next fix. Number 31, which of the following are not categorized as system software? So this question came before, but they changed the order of the responses. Note, the answer is still productivity tools. Number 32, the order of connecting the hardware components of a LAN, starting from the ISP's telecommunication line to a desktop computer is, okay, so modem to router to switch. Modem is from the ISP, routers to distribute the internet, and switches to various computers on a local area network. So modem to router to switch. All right. Number 33 and 34 refers to the following information. Before purchasing, the same question come back. Yes, CPU speed, same 3.6 gigahertz. The speed of the hard drive in the computer is, oh, so them ask the question here, and I said it before, you know. So them ask the question, is the speed of the hard drives, 7,200 RPM. In the URL, http www.shoes, shoes represents the domain name. Which of the following is an example of the correctly formatted email address? The same question, but they change the type of responses, and the answer is still A. Micah@lufa.net. All right, which of the following symbols must be placed in front of a column letter and row to create absolute reference? The dollar sign symbol. Selecting or highlighting a paragraph creates a block. Not a file, a merge, or a document, but a block. Identify the following now is located. So it says, what would be the resulting formula if the initial formula was copied to the position immediately to the right? The last question was left. This time it is right. So it would be C3, C4, with the same absolute reference being D5 here. Next question. In creating a query, a student entered the following criteria for the date field. So greater than the, I would say May 11, 2022, but less than May 14, 2022. The output will show days from the 11th to the 14th of May, 2022. So it's not before because the greater than is there. And so it's not between 14th of May and the 5th of November. No. Look at the date format. So follow that as well. Which of the following is used for executing HTML code? Executing means showing the results of. It would be a browser. Because the web browser displays HTML code in websites. Real numbers entered into a cell on a spreadsheet are automatically left justified with decimal places. Or is it right? Sorry, it's right justified with decimal places. So it's B. B is the answer. I know it kind of look weird here, but B is the answer. Number 43, what type of cell addressing must be used to keep the cell address in a formula the same when the cell is copied to another absolute reference? Item 44 refers to the following sentence. When the hen is ready to lay her eggs, then only then will the hen find a secluded spot to lay them. Okay. Which of the following features would be least efficient when using the find and replace dialog box to replace all the occurrences of the word hen with the word duck? Which one is the least efficient? So which one will take the most time? Skipping to each individual occurrence, having the text in parts of the word replaced, finding each exact occurrence of the word n, and finding the word hen using the old words only. Hmm, I say A because the find and replace feature allows for the individual occurrence, which will take more time. I would say A. Item 45 to 46 refers to the following spreadsheet above. Note that this is one sheet from numbers 1 through to 22. Oh, it's asking about VLOOKUP. Interesting. So which of the formulas will display the exercise name Zimba in any cell where the formula is placed? So VLOOKUP, we're looking for Zimba. So Zimba is where? Sorry, Zumba is where? Zumba is in, wait, Zumba is in B18. Okay, I think if it's in B18, so you want the result should be B18, basically. So we have to use 0, we have to use A18, and the result, you're going to put the result over to G, yes, over to G. Hold on, where is it G? Oh, you're looking for it in G. So if you're looking for Zumba is 10, so G, so you're looking for it here in G4. So G4, G4, and the range is A18, A18 to the entire table here to C22, and the result is in column 2 and it should be false. So this is the answer. Yeah, so use the lookup value here of 010 from here, G4, and we use a range of A18 to C22, and we're looking for Zumba, so we select column 2. So the 010 will match the 010 here to Zumba, basically. Which of the following formulas will count the number of customers whose gender is equal to M? So it has to be a count if, and we're using column D, so D1, D2 to D10, right? Here you go. And we're looking for M. Which of the following features allows the user to insert individual names in a primary document? Wow, mail merge. I've not seen much mail merge questions. Prepare for them if they come. Prepare for them. There was none mentioned before in the previous paper. The only thing it asked about was trying to remember. It wasn't much word processing questions. There was an access question and Excel question, but there was no word processing question a lot per se. So prepare for those kind of questions. When creating a database, well, there's a fillable form question in the previous paper and on this one, but not a mail merge. When creating a database for a supermarket, the most appropriate data type to use for price of an item is currency. Easy one. The field that uniquely identifies a record in a database is called a primary key. If it's a primary key in another table, it becomes a foreign key. Which of the following characteristics must two database tables have in order for them to be linked? The same data in all tuples? No. At least two tuples in a table? No. At least one common attribute name? Tuples. What does the word tuples mean again? I learned this in database in computer science when I was doing. So tuples is let me tell you quickly, tuples is a row. So another name for a row is tuples. Okay? So tuples, so for so it must have the same not the same attribute, at least two tuples in the table, the same data in all tuples, not necessarily. Let me just check this answer. We have a better idea. We're almost through this paper, by the way, due to the missing questions. All right, so the question here, the response that I'm seeing is that the answer should be, wait, hold on. The answer should be D, at least one common attribute. So at least one common attribute, I think it refers to the content of the row, something to match the attribute, all right? Next question now, this is from the previous paper. These are the last 10 questions. So CSEC is somewhat trending. The last 10 questions apparently would be the programming questions. From the previous paper, it was the last 10, and this one is the last 10, it seems. So which of the following tasks does the algorithm do? So this is less than B. So prints two numbers. What? Wait, reads two numbers. Yes. And prints the first number if it is, no, so them change it here. It's not larger. They add that there. So the answer was here in the previous paper, but the answer is actually here if it is smaller than the second number. You have been asked to write a program to calculate and print the 7 times table from 1 to 12, which for statement below has the correct high-level language syntax to accomplish the task. So for 0 to, for count equals 0 to 12, do, or for count equal 1 down to, no, that is decrementing, it has to be incrementing if you're doing times table for 12 times 1, right? So you have to start from 1. So this will be out because this starts from 0. If you start from 0 to 12, you'll end up with 13 iterations. Yes. So the answer would be this one. Which, when implementing a program, which of the following steps comes after executing compilation? All right. The most appropriate data type for storing the amount of interest earned on a sum of money is real, not char, string, or integer, because interest is percentage and percentage comes in decimal form. Which of the following terms is invalid? Variable name. A variable name cannot start with a number that is invalid, and it cannot start with a symbol as well. The decision box of a program flowchart shows the link to another page, test to be carried out, calculation to be done, input and output operators. A test, because a condition is a test in some ways. You're testing the condition to see if it meets any one of the, I guess, results. So decision box, yes or no, right? It's a test. A computer programmer, is coding an algorithm which calculates a class average for an exam. It creates a variable called class underscore average, which data type should be specified when declaring. So in this case, it would be real. This question was on the previous paper. Next one, Claude was asked to write a pseudocode that would accept 3 numbers from the user, find and display the average. So he wrote step 1, start. Step 2, read the 3 numbers. Step 3 should be what? Find the average. Come on. So how do you find the average? Add up the 3 numbers and divide it by 3. Which of the following is an example of a conditional struct, a construct, conditional if? If is a conditional structure or construct, and the others are loops that you see there. When testing an algorithm for correctness, which of the following manual testing is most effective in verifying the results? A trace table. And there you have it. That is the end of the 2024 May-June paper 1 script. I hope that you will put adequate preparation in place and that you'll all do excellently and you'll all get your grade 1s in IT. All the best and do take care.